Freya, goddess of love, war, and seidr magic. Part 1. Mistress of Magic. Why do the gods fear her seidr? Freyja embodies a primal, untamed force that even the mighty Aesir regard with a degree of apprehension, particularly concerning her mastery of seidr. This ancient, enigmatic form of magic is distinct from the more conventional runic magic or the strength of Mjolnir, for it delves into the very fabric of fate and the hidden currents of existence. Seidr is not merely about casting spells. It involves prophecy, shape-shifting, and the manipulation of destiny itself, often requiring trance states and a profound connection to the spiritual realm. Its practitioners, known as Volur, were revered and feared in equal measure, holding knowledge that could unravel the carefully constructed order of the cosmos. The gods' trepidation towards Freyja's seidr stems from several factors. Firstly, seidr often blurs the lines between male and female roles, as it was primarily practiced by women, and any man engaging in it was sometimes seen as effeminate or shamed, a concept known as ergi. For gods like Odin, who despite his own explorations into seidr, held rigid views on masculine honor and warfare, Freyja's uninhibited practice represented a challenge to traditional power structures. Her command of this magic, therefore, marked her as an outsider, a sorceress from the Vanir, who brought with her practices that were both potent and culturally transgressive in the eyes of some Aesir. Furthermore, seidr could reveal uncomfortable truths and manipulate events in ways that bypass direct confrontation or brute strength. It was a subtle, insidious power that could unravel plans and foresee outcomes, giving its wielder a profound advantage. The ability to peer into the future, to subtly influence the minds of others, or to even alter the threads of fate, was a terrifying prospect to gods accustomed to resolving conflicts through displays of power and martial prowess. Freya's command of seidr gave her an unpredictable edge, making her both an invaluable ally and a potentially dangerous adversary, capable of seeing beyond the immediate battlefield. The fear also originates from the nature of seidr itself. It often involved communion with spirits, a descent into altered states of consciousness, and a willingness to confront the unknown. These practices could be dangerous, opening practitioners to vulnerabilities and influences that were difficult to control. For gods who prided themselves on their control and order, the unpredictable and often chaotic nature of seidr was unsettling. Freya, however, embraced this chaos, navigating its currents with an innate understanding that few others possessed. Her willingness to dive deep into these mysteries set her apart and amplified the awe and fear she commanded. Moreover, the power of seidr was not always benevolent. It could be used for curses, for binding wills, and for weaving illusions that confounded the senses. While Freyja is often associated with love and fertility, her seidr magic carries a darker, more formidable aspect. She is capable of fierce protection and strategic manipulation, using her magic to safeguard her interests and those she cares for. This duality of her nature, the beautiful goddess of love who also wields a potent, potentially destructive magic, contributes significantly to the gods' underlying fear. They recognize her capacity for both creation and subtle destruction. The gods' fear of Freya's seidr is therefore a complex blend of cultural discomfort with its gender associations, apprehension about its power to manipulate fate and reveal hidden truths, and an understanding of its inherent unpredictability and potential for darker uses. She stands as a mistress of a magic that operates outside the conventional rules of their world, a wild and ancient force that challenges their perceptions and, sometimes, their control. Her seidr is not just a skill, It is an extension of her very being, making her a figure of profound respect and genuine, though often unspoken, fear among the divine pantheon. This fear is a testament to her unique and formidable power. Part 2. Warrior and Lover. How can one goddess be both? Freya's multifaceted nature, encompassing both the fierce warrior and the passionate lover, is a testament to the complex understanding of divinity in the Norse worldview, where seemingly contradictory traits often coexist within a single powerful entity. This duality is not seen as a weakness or an inconsistency, but rather as a holistic representation of life's intricate tapestry. To be a goddess of love is to understand the intensity of desire, the drive for connection, and the creation of new life, while to be a goddess of war is to comprehend the struggle for survival, the defense of what is cherished, and the ultimate sacrifice. Both aspects are deeply intertwined and draw from the same wellspring of powerful emotion and decisive action. As a lover, Freyja embodies sensuality, fertility, and the joyous celebration of life. She is sought after by gods and giants alike, her beauty and charm legendary. Her domain over love extends beyond mere romantic attachment. It encompasses the generative forces of nature, the blossoming of spring, and the abundance of the harvest. This aspect of her being connects her deeply to the earth and its cycles, making her a goddess who inspires growth, passion, and the continuation of existence. Her pursuit of love, even in its more unconventional forms, speaks to a boundless desire for experience and connection, a fundamental aspect of the life force she represents. Yet this goddess of unparalleled beauty and desire also rides into battle, clad in armor, her war-boar Hildisvíni at her side, claiming half of the slain warriors for her hall, Folkvangr. This warrior aspect is not merely a symbolic role. It is an active, formidable presence on the battlefield. Her connection to war stems from a fierce protective instinct and a profound understanding of the stakes involved in conflict. She is not a goddess who revels in wanton destruction, but rather one who understands that love, life, and freedom often require a willingness to fight and defend. Her presence among the Valkyries underscores her role in guiding fallen heroes, demonstrating her direct involvement in the ultimate consequences of battle. The seeming paradox resolves when one considers that love often requires courage and a fighting spirit. To love deeply is to be vulnerable, and to be vulnerable means to be prepared to defend what you cherish. Freyja's warrior aspect is therefore an extension of her loving nature. She fights to protect the very life and fertility she oversees. She defends her children, her home, and her very existence with the same passion she dedicates to her lovers. Her tears for her lost husband, Odin, are not a sign of weakness, but rather a profound expression of the depth of her love, a love so intense that it fuels her quest and imbues her with unwavering resolve. Moreover, in the Norse worldview, death in battle was often seen as a path to glory, a culmination of a life well lived. By choosing half of the slain, Freyja offers a different kind of afterlife than Odin's Valhalla, perhaps one that emphasizes connection, beauty, and the continuation of essential life forces. Her hall, Folkvangr, might be seen as a place where the warrior spirit is nurtured alongside the passions of life, where the courage of battle is intertwined with the joy of existence. This shows a goddess who values both the strength to fight and the capacity to live fully and love deeply. Ultimately, Freyja's ability to be both warrior and lover speaks to a profound understanding of life's holistic nature. These are not opposing forces, but complementary aspects of a powerful, complete being. Her love gives her something to fight for, and her warrior spirit gives her the means to protect that love. She embodies the full spectrum of human and divine experience, the tenderness of affection, the ferocity of protection, the joy of creation, and the bravery in the face of destruction. She shows that true strength lies not in singularity, but in the harmonious integration of all aspects of existence. Part 3. The Necklace of Brísingamen. What price for beauty? The tale of Freyja and the Brísingamen necklace is a powerful narrative, exploring themes of beauty, desire, sacrifice, and the lengths one might go to acquire something of immense value. The necklace itself is described as an object of unparalleled beauty and radiance, forged by 4 skilled dwarfsmiths. Its allure was so potent that it captivated Freya entirely, becoming an object of her deepest desire. This desire, however, came with a significant cost, highlighting that even for a goddess, true beauty and power are seldom acquired without some form of personal compromise or exchange, a concept deeply ingrained in many mythological traditions. Freyja's pursuit of the Brísingamen was not a casual whim, it was a consuming passion. When she discovered the 4 dwarf brothers, Alfrig, Dvalin, Burling, and Grer, who possessed the necklace, she offered them gold and silver in exchange. However, the dwarves, not swayed by mere wealth, demanded a more personal price. Each of them wished to spend a night with the goddess. This demand placed Freya in a difficult position, forcing her to choose between her desire for the necklace and her personal integrity or reputation. Her ultimate decision to agree to their terms reveals the intensity of her longing for this singular object of beauty. The price for beauty in this myth is therefore a complex one. On one level, it suggests that physical beauty, especially something as magnificent as the Brísingamen, can be associated with moral compromise or a loss of honor, particularly in a patriarchal society that might judge a woman for such actions. Freya's willingness to engage in these encounters to obtain the necklace could be interpreted as a pragmatic decision, a means to an end for a goddess who understands the power and influence that potent symbols of beauty can wield. It speaks to a world where even divine beings must navigate complex social and ethical landscapes to achieve their desires. On another level, the story can be seen as an exploration of transactional relationships and the inherent power dynamics involved in desire. The dwarves, in demanding such a personal exchange, assert their own power and desire, challenging Freya's status as a goddess. Her decision to fulfill their request demonstrates a practical, almost Machiavellian side to her character. She prioritizes the acquisition of the necklace, perhaps recognizing its inherent magical properties or its symbolic significance, over societal judgment. The Brísingamen, once acquired, would not just be an adornment, but a source of power, potentially enhancing her seidr or her overall influence. The subsequent involvement of Loki, who steals the necklace on Odin's command due to the perceived shame of Freya's actions, and Heimdall, who recovers it, further complicates the narrative. This suggests that the gods themselves were concerned with the implications of Freya's bargain, perhaps seeing it as a transgression against divine order or purity. However, Freyja ultimately reclaims her necklace, reaffirming her agency and her right to possess what she deems valuable, regardless of the path she took to obtain it. The incident becomes a testament to her strength of will and her refusal to be dictated by others' judgments. Ultimately, the tale of the Brísingamen necklace teaches that beauty, power, and desire often come with a cost, and that the path to acquiring them may not always be straightforward or morally unambiguous. Freya's actions demonstrate a goddess who is willing to make choices that might be controversial in order to fulfill her deepest desires and maintain her influence. The necklace becomes more than just jewelry. It is a symbol of her fierce independence, her unwavering pursuit of what she values, and the complex nature of divinity itself, where even the most beautiful beings engage in difficult transactions for their desires. Part 4. Freya's Tears. Why does she weep for lost lovers? Freya's tears, described as pure gold, are a poignant and powerful symbol within Norse mythology, speaking volumes about the depth of her emotional capacity and her profound connection to the cycles of love, loss, and longing. She weeps primarily for her lost husband, Odin, a mysterious figure whose identity and whereabouts remain largely undefined, but whose absence casts a long shadow over Freyja's existence. Her tears are not merely a display of sorrow, they are an embodiment of grief so profound that it transmutes into something precious and divine, reflecting the immense value she places on love and companionship. The primary reason Freyja weeps for Odin is the pain of separation and the yearning for reunion. Odin's frequent and inexplicable disappearances leave Freyja in a state of perpetual searching and sorrow. This relentless quest for her beloved speaks to the intensity of her devotion and the foundational role that partnership plays in her life. For a goddess associated with love, fertility, and desire, the absence of her primary partner represents a significant void, a disruption to the natural order she embodies. Her tears are a continuous expression of this longing, an outward manifestation of an internal wound that never fully heals. Her tears also symbolize the transient nature of happiness and the inevitability of loss, even for the gods. While divine beings possess immense power, they are not immune to the pains of the mortal world, including the heartbreak of separation. Freyja's grief humanizes her, making her relatable to those who have experienced similar losses. It highlights that love, in its purest form, brings with it the risk of profound sorrow, and that true affection is willing to endure the pain of absence for the sake of its original joy. The golden quality of her tears further elevates this sorrow, suggesting that even grief can hold inherent beauty and value. Furthermore, Freyja's weeping for Odin can be interpreted as a mythical representation of the changing seasons or the cyclical nature of growth and decay. Just as the earth mourns the departure of summer's warmth and abundance, Freyja mourns the absence of her beloved. Her tears, falling as gold, might symbolize the preciousness of what is lost, or the fertility that is preserved even in times of sorrow, waiting for renewal. This connection to natural cycles reinforces her role as a fertility goddess, whose emotional state mirrors the ebb and flow of life and death in the world. The act of constantly seeking Odin, traversing lands and seas, further emphasizes the enduring nature of her love and the depth of her grief. Her journey is not just a physical one, but an emotional odyssey, a relentless pursuit of what was once whole. Every tear shed is a prayer for his return, a testament to an unbreakable bond that persists despite separation. This unwavering devotion, even in the face of ongoing absence, positions Freyja as an archetype of enduring love and loyalty, reminding us that true affection does not fade with distance or time. In essence, Freyja's tears are a powerful emblem of deep, unwavering love and the profound sorrow that accompanies its loss. They are not a sign of weakness, but of immense emotional strength, illustrating that even goddesses of power and beauty are susceptible to the universal experience of heartbreak. Her golden tears speak to the preciousness of love, the pain of absence, and the enduring hope for reunion, making her a figure of immense pathos and relatable humanity within the divine pantheon. Her weeping defines her capacity for truly profound emotion. Part 5. Folkvangr, who rests in her Hall of the Dead. Folkvangr, Freya's majestic hall in Asgard, stands as a unique and equally esteemed destination for the honored dead, offering a distinct alternative to Odin's renowned Valhalla. This demonstrates Freyja's significant power and influence over the ultimate fate of warriors, placing her on par with the Allfather in the afterlife. The name itself, meaning Field of the Host or Field of the Army, hints at its martial significance, yet the nature of those who reside there and the activities within are often envisioned differently from the boisterous, battle-centric existence in Valhalla. Folkvangr reveals a goddess who values more than just pure martial prowess. It is said that Freya chooses half of the slain warriors from the battlefield, while Odin claims the other half for Valhalla. This division is crucial, indicating that there isn't a single, monolithic path for all heroes in the afterlife. The criteria Freyja uses for her selection are not explicitly detailed in the surviving myths, but it is often speculated that she may choose those who possess qualities beyond mere brute strength, or a desire for eternal combat. Perhaps she selects those whose lives were deeply intertwined with love, beauty, fertility, or the magic of seidr, reflecting her own diverse domains. Within Folkvangr, and specifically in her dwelling, Sessrumnir, meaning seat room or many-seated, the fallen warriors are believed to continue a form of existence that is both honorable and perhaps more contemplative or luxurious than that offered in Valhalla. While Valhalla focuses heavily on feasting, drinking, and daily combat in preparation for Ragnarok, Folkvangr is often imagined as a place of more refined pleasures, where the arts, music, and perhaps even the continuation of love and companionship are valued. It might be a place where the beauty of life, rather than just the glory of death, is celebrated. Freya's personal connection to seidr magic also suggests that Folkvangr could be a place where those with a spiritual or magical inclination find their repose. Perhaps the Seidkona, female practitioners of seidr, or those deeply connected to the esoteric arts, are welcomed into her halls. This would offer a distinct afterlife for individuals whose contributions to society extended beyond the battlefield, acknowledging the importance of wisdom, prophecy, and spiritual insight alongside martial valor. Folkvangr might therefore represent a broader spectrum of heroic virtue than Valhalla alone. Furthermore, Freya's association with love and fertility might imply that women, particularly those who died heroically or significantly, could also find a place in Folkvangr. While explicit mentions are rare, the inclusive nature of a goddess who embodies various aspects of life could extend her welcome to a diverse group of the departed. This would make Folkvangr a more balanced and encompassing realm for the dead, acknowledging the multifaceted contributions of all members of society, not just male warriors. It creates a sense of harmony between life and death. In essence, Folkvangr serves as a powerful testament to Frey's authority and her unique vision for the afterlife. It is a place where honored heroes find rest, but perhaps a rest that emphasizes the continuation of life's finer aspects, including love, beauty, wisdom, and perhaps even magic. It stands as a parallel yet equally prestigious destination to Valhalla, ensuring that the Norse worldview embraces multiple forms of valor and provides diverse spiritual homes for the souls of the departed, reflecting the complex and multifaceted nature of the divine itself. Part 6. Sister and Rival. How does she stand against Odin? Freyja's relationship with Odin is complex and multifaceted, marked by both respect and an underlying tension that sometimes borders on rivalry. While Odin is the Allfather, the supreme deity of the Aesir, Freyja, as a prominent Vanir goddess who joined the Aesir, holds immense power and influence that often places her in a position of near equal standing, particularly in specific domains. This dynamic is not one of overt conflict, but rather a constant negotiation of authority, a subtle assertion of distinct values, and a competition for influence over the fate of mortals and the very fabric of the cosmos. One of the most significant areas of shared domain, and thus subtle rivalry, is over the slain warriors. The division of half the dead for Freya's Folkvangr and half for Odin's Valhalla is a direct testament to her considerable power. This arrangement signifies that Freya is not subservient in this crucial aspect of the afterlife, but commands her own realm and chooses her own heroes. It demonstrates that Odin, despite his supreme authority, acknowledges and defers to Freyja's claim, indicating a profound respect for her status and her capacity to influence the ultimate destiny of those who fall in battle. This division of souls represents a balance of power. Their relationship also highlights a contrast in their approach to magic. While Odin is a master of runes and, somewhat controversially for a male god, dabbled in seidr, Freyja is an inherent and unapologetic mistress of seidr magic. Her natural command over this powerful, often unsettling form of magic sometimes puts her at odds with Odin's more structured approach to divine power. While Odin seeks wisdom through sacrifice and strategic planning, Freyja often operates through intuition, prophecy, and the subtle manipulation of fate. Her independence in this realm underscores her unique position and her refusal to be overshadowed. The Brísingamen narrative, where Odin tasks Loki with stealing the necklace due to Freya's unconventional acquisition, reveals a tension regarding moral conduct and divine judgment. This incident shows Odin exercising a form of patriarchal judgment over Freya's actions, perhaps seeking to reinforce traditional values. However, Freya's eventual recovery of the necklace, with the aid of Heimdall, ultimately reaffirms her autonomy and her right to possess what she values, regardless of Odin's disapproval. This suggests a silent resistance to his complete authority and a strong assertion of her own will. Despite these points of tension, there is also mutual respect and, at times, cooperation. Freyja's wisdom and magical prowess are undeniably valuable to the gods, and she often plays a crucial role in advising them or using her seidr to help in times of crisis. Her presence in Asgard enriches the pantheon, bringing a different perspective and a distinct set of powers. The dynamic is not purely adversarial. It is more akin to two powerful, independent forces operating in concert, each with their own sphere of influence, sometimes clashing, sometimes aligning, but always maintaining a profound impact on the cosmic order. Ultimately, Freya stands against Odin not as an enemy, but as a formidable peer, a sister in divinity whose unique powers and perspectives offer a counterpoint to his authority. Her mastery over love, war, and seidr magic, her claim over half the slain, and her fierce independence ensure that she maintains a powerful and distinct voice within the Norse pantheon. Their relationship is a delicate balance of shared governance, contrasting approaches, and underlying respect, illustrating that even among the gods, power is often distributed and negotiated, rather than held by a single undisputed ruler. Part 7. Freyja Today. Why does she fascinate modern seekers? Freyja continues to exert a powerful fascination over modern seekers, drawing individuals from diverse spiritual paths and walks of life into her vibrant mythology. Her enduring appeal lies in her multifaceted nature, embodying a spectrum of human experience that resonates deeply with contemporary sensibilities. In an age that often seeks holistic perspectives and challenges rigid categorizations, Freyja stands as an archetype of strength, sensuality, independence, and spiritual power, offering a complex and inspiring figure for personal exploration and devotion. One of the most compelling aspects of Freyja's appeal is her unapologetic embrace of both love and war, beauty and power. This synthesis speaks to modern individuals who reject the notion that these qualities are mutually exclusive. She demonstrates that one can be fiercely protective and courageous while simultaneously being deeply passionate and nurturing. This resonates strongly with those who seek to integrate all aspects of their personality, recognizing that tenderness and strength can coexist and even enhance each other. She offers a model of powerful femininity that is both alluring and formidable. Her mastery of seidr magic also holds significant allure for modern seekers, particularly those interested in esoteric practices, witchcraft, and shamanism. Freya represents a deep connection to ancient, primal forces, to prophecy, and to the manipulation of destiny. As interest in non-traditional spiritual paths grows, her association with a distinct and potent form of magic makes her a central figure for those exploring spiritual awakening, self-empowerment, and a deeper connection to the unseen realms. She is seen as a guide for unlocking inner magical potential and understanding the mysteries of fate. Freyja's independence and fierce autonomy are another key draw. Her willingness to pursue her desires, as seen with the Brísingamen, and her refusal to be defined by societal expectations resonate strongly with those seeking to break free from conventional norms and embrace their authentic selves. She is a goddess who acts on her own terms, making her an icon of empowerment for individuals striving for personal freedom and self-determination, especially within a culture that increasingly values individual agency and the courage to live authentically. Furthermore, her role as a fertility goddess and a deity associated with sensual love connects with those exploring healthy sexuality, embodiment, and the celebration of life's pleasures. Freya embodies a healthy, unashamed approach to desire and creation, offering a stark contrast to more puritanical or restrictive spiritual perspectives. For modern pagans and spiritual seekers, she provides a powerful figure for embracing the body, the senses, and the joyous, life-affirming aspects of existence without guilt or shame. Finally, Freyja's human-like qualities, her profound grief for Odr, her passion, her occasional vulnerability, make her incredibly relatable. She is not a distant, untouchable deity, but one who experiences the full spectrum of emotion, mirroring the human condition. This relatability fosters a strong connection, allowing seekers to see reflections of their own struggles, joys, and spiritual journeys within her myths. She is a goddess who understands both the ecstasy of love and the agony of loss, making her a compassionate and understanding guide for those navigating the complexities of modern life. She remains a compelling figure,